Hello everyone, this is Bob Pillay from Cornerstone Law Offices, and for most of you, you would have probably seen a series where we have experts coming in and telling us a little bit more about what they do and how we can actually help our viewers. So today we've got Tony Decord from Estate Planning and Aged Care Entry Solutions. And Tony will explain a little bit more about what he does and what his business and services are. So Tony, over to you.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me. Well, after 44 years in financial services, I now look at helping people in the area of entry into aged care. It's a gigantic financial puzzle for people, and without the correct pieces in place, it can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to enter an aged care, where some people can have it for free.
And it is a very important area when you talk about as far as Australia's population is concerned. I mean, everyone talks about the baby boomers and all that. So as far as the population side is concerned, there's a lot of people in this space that needs your services, correct?
Yes, well, we have the ageing population, and it seems to be a forgotten part of people's financial planning. However, they do need to plan, and they need to plan as close as they can to 4 to 5 years out from aged care, so that Centrelink can't undo what they might rearrange their affairs or their assets, and that's very important.
And that's a good point. For our viewers out there, I actually met Tony about 3 months ago, and what actually gave a little spark in my mind was your 4 pillars or your 4 points, Tony, and I'll let you elaborate a little bit more about those, because to me that was not a traditional financial planning or a aged care planning. You fit in somewhere in the middle, like a link in the chain. So tell us a little bit more and our viewers about the 4 pillars, if you want.
So basically, we provide options for people. So the first one is the planning, as we talked about just earlier there. The second one is, look, you can lose your house at the stroke of a pen. So unfortunately, if the planning's not done correctly and then somebody gets told by the government or a medical professional that they need to go into aged care, if they haven't done their planning, they may have to sell their house. So that's the second one there. The third one is you only have to have assets in excess of $172,500 before you can be asked to pay up to $550,000 for a room the size of this here.
It's amazing.
And if you don't have that money, you can be asked to pay an equivalent, but at an interest rate that's basically double of what's out there in the marketplace. So for example, it's around 4.1%. And if you do the sums on that, 550,000 at 4.1 is around 22,000 a year. That's just for your room. You then have your normal basic fee, which everybody has to pay, which is around $19,000 a year. So straight away you're up around $110 a day.
It's quite a lot of money.
Before a glass of wine with your meal.
Yeah.
And the fourth one is where the estate planning ties in, and that's where Cornerstone can help. And for example, we recently had a situation where one of the parties had passed away, and Dad went into aged care, and he decided to keep his home because he wanted to keep it an inheritance for the children. He was on a pension, and the pension was helping him pay his daily fees. But after 2 years, he got a letter from Centrelink to say, you're no longer a homeowner, you're now a non-homeowner. They cancelled his pension. So he had to actually sell his house and use that to pay for aged care. He then passed away. And when the will was read, the will said originally that the property was to go to his wife who had passed, then it was to go to his kids, and the residue, what was left, was going to go to the cancer charity. However, when the lawyer read the will, there was no house because the house had been sold and he used to pay aged care. So the residue went to the cancer. Now, yes, the kids could challenge that, but that becomes a very expensive exercise. So the point is, wills and estate planning is very much melded in with the aged care.
Well, that's very good information there from you, Tony. And in our business on the estate planning side, we often get that where people say, you know what, I'm not ready to die yet, so therefore I don't need a will. I don't need someone to look into estate planning. So we will actually have another series with you, Tony. We will actually drill down into a couple of these areas. So For the viewers out there, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and if you like the information, please like our link, share the information, and if you want any more information from us at Cornerstone or from Tony, please message us and we'll get back to you. Thank you very much.